Our final award tonight goes to an accomplished television, film, and stage actor, best known for his role as Jack Arnold in the Emmy award-winning TV series, The Wonder Years. He joined the Marine Corps in 1970, volunteered to serve in Vietnam, and served aboard a Navy helicopter assault ship in the South China Sea in 1972, including for a short time as platoon commander. In addition to appearing in The Wonder Years' 6 seasons, he has been in Shameless, Sullivan and Sons, Cagney and Lacey, and L.A. Law.
Plus, he's acted in scores of films, such as Without a Trace, Independence Day, and Stakeout. And he's performed, written, or directed more than 50 stage productions. One highlight was his starring role as a legendary football coach, Vince Lombardi, during the Broadway run of the play Lombardi. A longtime veterans advocate as well, he is a board member of the National Veterans Foundation in Los Angeles, an honorary board member of Feed Our Vets, and served for a year as a VA celebrity hospital visitor.
VVA proudly presents the Excellence in the Arts Award to Dan Lauria.
Thank you all. I've been doing a lot of theater lately, and I got to tell you, I love this audience. It's one of the few where I'm not the oldest one in the room. Yeah, a lot of gray hair out there, huh, fellas? Yeah, it's been a long trip. You know, I use these events to get the record straight. You know how Hollywood is. They over-exaggerate everything. First of all, they say I signed up in college for ROTC. Well, every Marine knows we don't have ROTC, we have PLC. So what does that mean? It means, well, you guys were carrying the freight while you guys were out there. I was playing football in college. You guys were doing the work. Then it says I went to the basic school and I volunteered to go to Vietnam. Well, yeah, that's true. What they don't tell you is that every Marine in my basic school class, when they had that dream list, where do you want to go? Every one of them put Vietnam number one. And then they said, I had orders to go to Vietnam. Yes, I did, but they stopped us in Okinawa. And we floated off the coast. Typical Marine story. We get ready to go to Vietnam. We're on the ship. We're prepared for all that heat. We wait 4 days to go in. And they say, nope, you're not going in. Go to Mount Fuji, Japan for cold weather training. All the Marines are going, yeah, right, I remember that. Finally, at the end of my tour on Okinawa, they said they sent some South Vietnamese over so we could instruct them in how to call in airstrikes because our Marines were still flying close-level support from Thailand. And, you know, naturally I did that. And then Hollywood says I volunteered to go with them back to Vietnam. Well, that's partly true, but that was a Marine Corps volunteer. That means somebody with more rank walked over and said, thanks for volunteering, you're gonna go over. And I was there for a couple of weeks. I didn't see what most of you in this room saw. And then it hit the fan. And I said, watch what you wish for. And the next thing I heard was, get those Marines the hell out of there. And I didn't understand what was going on. So I went back to Okinawa. I went through the chain of command, colonels, generals. Why the hell did you send us there and not let us do anything? Couldn't get an answer, so I went to the top. I went to the XO's office. I talked to his Corporal Sweeney, the clerk, and said, why did they pull us out of Vietnam? And they said they didn't want the people back in the States to think we were redeploying Marines. Now, as all of you know, and I'm sure General Price knew, it's the NCOs that run the service. And that was the right answer. Now, one thing is true. There were some racial problems on Okinawa. I had a hand in kind of quelling things down, so when my tour of duty was over, instead of going to Lejeune, which is not the best place in the world, I was sent back to the basic school to teach human relations. And the colonel there said, you will start a program to get the Marine Corps involved in the civil community, which was very big risk. We weren't even allowed to wear our uniforms off the base. But me and Sergeant Robinson, we started a program with Big Brother where Marines took little brothers from inner city Washington, D.C. Eventually it caught on. We had over 14,000 servicemen, Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, becoming Big Brothers. The program still works, and I was the National Big Brother of the Year in 1972, and I'm on my 5th little brother. And if it wasn't for the Marine Corps, that wouldn't have happened. So I've always been involved with the Marines. Nobody deserves to rest on their laurels more than the men in this room. But our fight's not over. I work with the National Veterans Foundation. You talk to any Afghan vet, Iraq vet, and they will tell you the deepest empathy they get is from Vietnam vets. We lost all our funding for the Veteran Suicide Hotline. We lost our funding to feed the vets. It's going to be up to us, guys. We got a new war, and we got to stand up again. And I'd like to end with this. They say it's written, the greatest gift is being willing to lay down your life for others. Every man who put on a uniform knows what that means. Because the most precious thing in your life when you were in that uniform was the guy next to you. Because you know he would lay down his life for you. That does not make you a loser, makes you a winner. And every man who put on that uniform said, we are fighting for freedom, not only for ourselves, but for others. That does not make you a sucker. It makes you a patriot. And finally, every man who put on that uniform took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. That makes you a warrior and a patriot. Let us all remember that oath. Thank you. God bless you. God bless the Constitution of the United States.
Vietnam Veterans of America, Excellence in the Arts Award, Dan Lauria, August 9, 2025, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
buddy. All right, congratulations, sir. Thank you.
Welcome home.
Get a picture here.